Well, I got all the Dukes of Hazzard episodes, I think. Boy, I think I seem like I'm missing season 6 here. I don't know if I just misplaced it, but I'm pretty sure I got it. So I decided to buy Ben Jones CDs, music CDs, and I'm surprised this guy is really good. Probably the corporate Hollywood multimedia corporate heads probably don't like him or something. I don't know, but he should be actually. They should be playing a lot more of his music on the radio, but they don't hear it. I don't know. I don't hear it, but I was surprised. And now, actually, I'm from up in New Jersey, and actually very close to New York City. I'm not in New Jersey. I haven't been in New Jersey for over 30 years, but and usually I don't listen to country music, to tell you the truth. I usually listen to like the 50s, 60s stuff still, way back in time. But I do like Waylon Jennings, and not just the theme song off of the Dukes of Hazzard. There's a couple songs I even like a lot better than that, which is the Union Mare and the Confederate Grey, and the Southland's Bleeding by Waylon Jennings. But Ben Jones, Cooter, is really damn good. I'm surprised. So I listened to these a few times in the car and make some trips and stuff, and the guy's really good, man. I'm really surprised, man. There's some songs on here, I don't know, I guess it was like a remake of a 1928 song or something, and they're really good, man. I've never heard them before, so but the guy's got talent, and highly recommend him. Considering, I'm a guy, certain country music guys I like, but I like this guy. And one of the things too, where sometimes I don't like country music, is this, where it gets, you can tell it's a little bit, I don't know, I'm not looking for the word rehearsed, but I'm like saying it's almost like out of a factory. Like they take elements of different things, like they're supposed to be doing something. It's a little phony. It's a little bit not country, basically. If you're to be doing what you're going to be doing, do it, right? So one of the deals is, it turns out that, Ben is very, very genuine. I think when he was playing, he's my favorite character on the Dukes of Hazzard, too. When he was playing that part, I don't think he was acting. I think he was just being himself, which is cool by me. Now, I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to be putting out some other stuff here for health, and I'm going to kind of gear it to Southern Confederates, but really it's for everybody, but it's going to be emphasis on Southern Confederates. Probably have researched some things that, I'm pretty good at. Maybe I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm pretty good at freaking seeing through BS, and there's a lot of curveballs they throw out there on health, disinformation agents. Sometimes they're throwing in gems, so we want to keep the gems and throw out the garbage. And well, that'll be on an upcoming video, but we just want to point that out. But I highly recommend. You're probably just better off just buying all 5. That's what I bought with these CDs. It's I think the 5's got a discount price versus 1. And I got them all autographed, which is no extra charge, so that was cool. Ben Jones, Cooter. So yeah, I got up here, Cooter's garage. So right, redneck parking only. Got that from Cooter's Place website, Hazard County. We got a few of these things out here. Actually, I got in the back. I got this from I think Bud K over in Georgia. I'm proud to send it to a Confederate soldier, and Cooter for president. Of course, I got that from Cooter's Place, and of course, I got my Confederate flag from the Sons of Confederacy, which Cooter's a member of too. He donates to them, but he's got talent. I guess if we, Cooter was for president, we need to move Washington, get everybody out of Washington, and make a smaller, much smaller central government. Probably put it in someplace in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and make sure everybody drives pickup trucks. And we're limos, right? And maybe that would do it. Basically, that's the problem with our government. It's too big, and too crooked. And but the theme about this show was always it was the fighting Southern spirit against all odds. Fighting the powers and stuff. But everything was on the up and up. Nothing really went wrong. Not like reality. I guess one thing I wish they had in the show a little bit more was the moonshine theme. And it would have been kind of fun gigging the powers like Big Oil and telling Big Oil, hinting. Because I think one of the shows they had in the beginning, I think it was High Octane, the 5th episode was still in Georgia. They showed they had an alternative fuel, which was Uncle Jesse's special batch of moonshine, and it ran the car just fine. Which we all know this is what Henry Ford envisioned, right? And that'd have been cool if they kept the show more with that theme too. I mean, I guess it wasn't so bad. It went out to California, looked a little more Western, because there's a hell of a lot more room out in California to freaking drive around in cars and stuff. I know that. Georgia gets a little crowded in some spots, but it probably wouldn't have been smart to put some of the shows, at least some of them, back in Georgia. When they're doing these, instead of keeping every single one of them in California, or just some scenes in Georgia, or whatever. These guys up in Hollywood, they don't know what they're doing, man. So Ben was an advocate of that, bringing the show back to Georgia. But even thinking if they just did some parts in Georgia, and, put them in a show, that'd have been cool too. Compromise, and just to make sure it's more genuine. That's the point I want to really say too. He's got talent, but you know what? The main thing I always liked about country music is that it's genuine. And Ben Jones is about as genuine as you can get, Cooter. And that's why he was elected to Congress twice, too, because they knew that. They knew what the deal was, So anyway, we're going to get on to some other subjects here pretty soon. And I might need to order episode 6. I got to look back. I'm pretty sure I have episode 6, man. It's kind of weird. I've been watching. I watched these. I never saw them all originally because I was in the Marine Corps at the time, and I saw even some when I was in the Marine Corps sporadically, very few. I remember when it first came out, and I ordered these probably about 10 years ago. These are like the first ones, like they don't have them. See the boxes are thicker later. They have them now. There's like the data CD has got everything on one side, and the pictures on the other side. And these got both sides with the data on them. The first ones, the early ones. And when I watched all of these probably a good 10 years ago, but I forgot them. You know what I mean? I was pretty much totally forgot what was in it. It's like I'm watching them again, and I'm like, man, I don't even remember all this stuff, man. It's kind of cool. I just watch it. I watch one every 2 or 3 days or so, And I watched season 7. And I'm still working on season 1 again. I don't remember this stuff, to tell you the truth, man. It's like I haven't watched them in so long. But there's something about this. It's the only show I got DVDs of. But it was kind of interesting. I looked on YouTube and I was looking at actor Jimmy Best. And I was watching his earlier days. Him playing the guitar on Andy Griffin Show and everything. Thinking to myself, man, television was a hell of a lot different back then. Not today, man. Today it's you couldn't pay me to watch. I mean, if they gave me 500 channels of TV for free, I wouldn't watch none of it. That's why YouTube's going to clobber the hell out of television. Probably better off listening to me, for crying out loud. That's what I always liked about Ben. He was legit. And I always liked that car stuff. The car stuff was I was always into cars. I tell you the truth, I used to cringe every time they jumped that Charger, because I knew what was going on very much in detail, because I was very much into cars, man. I was like working with a friend of mine in a body shop when I was going to college, and we used to pull out straight, we had our frame straightener, which was a 56 Chevy race car with the 409 with the 2 4-barrels on it, with the tow bar up front. We used to took a change of that tow bar and put the thing in neutral, and we had to pull something out on the car. That was our frame straightening machine. But I kept thinking about what they did to all those charges, and I was like, ugh. Now, I guess if they jumped, I'm being long on here. I was listening to some rabbis on YouTube, and I was thinking, man, they talk longer than me even. But I was listening about rabbis talking about religion. I think they're right, to tell you the truth, but separate subject. But, if they jump one of these El Caminos with the coil springs, they're right about the Charger with the torsion bars and stronger and stuff. And it's a NASCAR car. But this thing, these El Caminos are pretty much redneck as all hell, too. And I did see one of them in early shows. But I guess if they jump one of these, they wouldn't want to jump it too hard because of coil springs. But I guess if they put an airbag setup within the coil springs, that might be the way to go. Because the airbags would pretty much, I don't think that it would always give some kind of cushion. But, I wasn't really giving rats. I didn't really care too much about the jumps that much. The jumps really signified to me the spirit of the South. The General Lee. General Lee was fighting against the odds. And then you got the embodiment of General Lee in that car. It was like a spirit of its own. It's the spirit of the South. It wasn't like the stunts per se. It wasn't that at all. So, and that's why I really like these Ben Jones CDs, because he's genuine. He's got the spirit of the South all the way. Highly recommend him, man. Like I said, we're going to put some more stuff out. I'm going to drop some secrets about some health stuff that you're not going to hear on the internet, that I've been reading between the lines on some of the stuff, that there may be some things out there. In this one, well, we'll talk about that on a separate subject, but you'll be surprised. There's probably some wild stuff out there that I've been keeping a lid on, that I'm going to drop some hints on now, mainly to the rebels.